Structure and function of temporal lobe kan en zo to chuan tuna abnormal function of temporal lobe kan en lenga kan sei tong khan brain lobe re hi abnormal function kan en don chuan enge a function anga kan hriat zel phot anga ya khami a function a kha a tho dan tura tholo khan abnormal function chu alo thleng mai ania chutian che chuan temporal lobe a po kan sei tong khan temporal lobe hian function pathum I aneya chungte chu auditory perception, visual perception in relation to space anita chuan formation of memory anita ni khang pathuma khan khoyemo bera engamo problem lo amta se kan soi to thinangin accident lo tongpal emo thlok chunga tumor lo thangta se khami khan khoyemo lai ber khami functioning a khoi lai ber kha ron ti boita se there can be a problem in any one of those areas. All right. Chuan khata changkhan abnormal functioning of temporal lobe hi pakwa a kan then theya tungde chu kan lo en thok thokanga ama sabera chuan disorders of speech perception ti ania. Auditory hallucination is the perception of sounds that are not actually present. The auditory cortex plays a role in discriminating two forms of auditory processes, rapidly presented stimuli and complex patterns of stimuli. Language is fast and must be analyzed quickly, whereas music generally contains relatively slower changes in frequency. But the ear must be sensitive to the small differences in frequency important in music. Impaired auditory processing reveals the difficulty that temporal lobe patients have in discriminating speech sound. So, speech perception kan ti chuan ri trong kan hriat kan ron perceive a kha ani meita chumi a chuan disorder ram thin ta ni mi trong hriat fia tok lo an thil soi man chia lo ang chi a kha disorder of speech perception a chuan tel ta ni hemi hi ke mani memory lampanga understanding a that lo wange mo ke mania engamoni understanding memory lampanga disorder om wang ani lova khami information mi ina thil aron soya kan bengina alo perceive na lam zok a khan problem om wang ta awang zok ani ta ni. All right, so language area chu a intact vek thei chuan memory po intact vek thei ama ero chu kan lo perceive a kha khami process zok a kha aboy ti na ni chu disorders of speech perception kha kha ama saberania chan chumi a chuan Wernicke's aphasia ti hi oma chumi chu word deafness, an inability to recognize words such as such despite intact hearing of pure tones. Word shet thiam lo na ma se ri moi music sound jo shekim veksi khatia kha omvel the bukta ni ore chon khami pani language le music shet shan shet dictate perceive dictate kha omvel bukta ni kha disorder of speech perception ama saber chunia adot le chon disorders of music perception ania. Patients with right temporal lesions that include the primary auditory cortex are impaired at making pitch discrimination. Hey music kan hrianga I hlakan ngai thlang re chon aki te in thlaka asanga aniama I chon do re mi te po kan hrianga I tonic sulfate te po kan hrianga mishing beng pa ngai chon khami ki in thlaka kan hre thiam kan hre vek thei ani ama ero chu disorder of music perception a chuan music an ngai thla khan khamiki in thla kang chi te kha unperceived thelo anshe thelo again this is in the perception of music hemi athloka enge a memory te khang ha chu intact vek ma se a perceive a khami music ama benga aron lut lai khami ain perceive lai zo ka khan boina oma wang khan music kha ani turang khan perceive thelo thinta ni. The brain appears to have neural networks dedicated to processing language and music, leads to the conclusion that both language and music have biological roots. All right, so music le language te ashan pa lewa kan brain a hian processing center a oma ashang ve in disorder om thei entinan speech a problem om theya music a problem om lovin music a problem om ma se speech perception a problem om lo khom vele thitani so khami khan music perception hi language nen hian biological roots ani ti kha ashe thitani adot le chon disorders of visual perception. All right chon hemi a hian kan mi re ina temporal lobe kan visual perception a problem kan nei chuan hemi subtle social signals kan ti ang chi kan thil kan soilo entinan mi nen kan ti ta konglak lo kan in bia kan dinga kan ti puya an sanan endeu set to ne chuan an man mo ti kan ria ti kan ti to me zel ani ma se khatiang ang disorder kha om ve theya mi ina man mo ti shareng hoideu zuk zuk to sana endeu reng mo man mo deuh anga alang tika a thiam lova anti ti pui char thei they are not able to perceive those visual cues in the individual all right chuan I chumi ba ka chuan enge I kan ti puya enge kaldo ni ome han taksa kha lelam pangan an lo hoya masela bezui char ang che ka om theita ni mi pa nga ya chon mi ina kan ti pa man mo dewa lelam pangan hoi deuh to ni kan mu kha chuan aman mo ni hi biak rei chi ani lo ti kan che theita ni mase khatiang kha visual perception a khan problem ani vele theita ni all right that is number 3 disorders of visual perception adot le chuan disturbance of visual and auditory input selection hemi ve thung hi chu environment ta thil tam tak stimuli tam tak omta chumi a chan khoya ber nge ka focus ka pek don on which object will I give my attention khami khani akok ta ni visually le auditorily mo ruma kan oma mien ti loi loya kan thian nu mo thian pa ne kan ti ya ritam takara kan thian te ok kan focus ani tiang che chuan mi an phenoi noya phenoi kara han kan thian te mel kan focus ngar ta ni khami disturbance kha a om vele the bok ta ni so chutianga chon people are not able to focus on a particular stimulus all right mi mel en turpik an biak lai te mel kan focus theilawa phezau to chu an enzel mo chuan ridang lo om to chuan attention pezela anti ti puite kha attention pe thei to lo all right so disturbance of visual and auditory input selection kha adot le chunita chon apanga na chuan impaired organization and categorization of sensory input all right organization and categorization hi temporal lobe function kan sai to khania stimulus sang kan mu te hi kan organize ba ka kan categorize ani enge ani en category ange tu ta nge ni mo is it music is it noise is it something that is pleasant to look at is it someone that I know all right kami song kan categorize a kami kan impairment kha thina chumia chuan words te pictures te kan entir khan an mani an tel nge to na an mani thalak hlui te kha they are not able to recognize those things and categorize thelo ta ni chon entinan ui thalaki pe hei enge atia mi pa nga chon ui ani how will you categorize it it is an animal run ani khami kha an thei velo ta ni chu khatiang che khan not just visually but auditory apo ri arun oma beng cheng aniam music aniam rimoy aniam khamia ka uncategorized thelo thintina ni chu all right so impaired organization and categorization of sensory input chuan the dot le number 6 inability to use contextual information the meaning of identical stimuli can vary depending on context all right word sang he mizo tonga hina ni big tam word pakhat omje pani pathum nei entinan mu enge ka soile riam mishing the act of sleeping nge eagle ka soika ashe shan me lo ni mu ma se sentence kan man chuan vana mu thloka kan ti chuan sleeping kha ani lo ti kan hrenghal mo khuma ka mu kan ti chuan eagle kha ani lo ti kan hrenghal ta ni khami context ta kha shet shan lo na kha temporal lobe damage ha chon om vele the bok ta ni I kamu a itita engmu mo mui mu mo te pon ti dei thei so khami word in ang alam dan in ang a pronunciation in angakha they are not able to distinguish between the difference based on the formation or the sentence structure kini te chuan a sentence an man dan zir khan omzia chu kan man me ani kha ka che thiam thelo ta ni chan chumi dang le a chon contextual information chi sang le a chon Social situations offer a more complex example of extracting meaning from context. The interpretation of events, and indeed our role in events, depends on the social context. Thus, stimuli may be interpreted in one way when we are with our parents and in a different way when we are with our peers. Hey, film kan en tepon chen te na film kan ena changtu nu le changtu pan lawin kis chon nga ta ma kan ngai lo ta ni ma se nu le pa chung kwa film kan ena changtu nu le changtu pan lawin kis chon we feel uncomfortable. All right. Come here, depending on the context, depending on the situation we are in. All right. Ang atan ba ngayon na le uncomfortable, discomfort level o makha. Depending on the context, depending on the situation, kan ke mani ang vetchintani. Kami ka inability to use contextual information asan omletani. Anu le patabulan omle, chantabulan omtea, film tuto omle omlo session mi lo ka. An mani kan vele tani. Depending on the context, and tinan nge zamo fiam tuang chi te po chen de bula chon kan lo soi chi ni thei chung te bula chon kan soi chi mi lo ma se temporal lobe damage ni chon khatyang chi fiam thu akha zamo rong ka de le ka kha chung te bula po nu le pa te bula po an tho por bor mei thei tani. All right, so a context information ka a context ka a thiam thelo tinani chu. All right, adot le chu memory impairment. All right, hemi hi chu so thiwa ka ngai lova kan thiam anga amnesia te inability to encode information, store short term memory a oma long term memory a lu thelo mo emo new information nge plak lu thelo short term memory a information thar lu thei mi lo ma se ma na thil thang to jo a shefet thei. All right, anterograde amnesia te retrograde amnesia te khang ang zong zong kha memory impairment no chon omtani. So hetilai kan so chon there is a greater chance of having amnesia. All right, khoyam lampang helampang mo helampang khoyam zo zo ka hi anitani. Chon number 8 a chon altered affect and personality. Kan soi tong khan kan temporal lobe hian kan emotion a control ni kan affect. Chumi chuan it also controls our personality to a certain extent. Achan chu mi an react dan how they react to certain things. Kami khan an personality a siam vetatani. All right. Chuan altered affect and personality a chuan emotion kha affect to. Tra huna trap thelo, nui huna nui thelo. Mo nui huna trap tat, tra huna nui tat. Thinrim hun tura tin ma omlo. Mo nui tura thinrim tat teng kha siam vele thetani. Altered affect, altered emotions and personality means danglam the mm because of their change in emotion. Kamiya ka anitani. Chona tobera chon changes in sexual behavior. All right, chon amygdala hian damage hian hemi changes in sexual behavior. And then ama enge in vonglutuk mo mi inolutuk lo ler ta ang chi ta kha omvele theitani. Chuan ama mi ler temporal damage a nei awanga khami a sexual behavior dang tavek ang te po kha om theitani. All right, so khami pakwa hawa kha temporal lobe damage a chon om thinta kan soinon lenga disturbance of auditory sensation and perception, disorder of music perception, disorders of visual perception, disturbance in selection of visual and auditory input, impaired organization and categorization of sensory input, inability to use contextual information, impaired long-term memory or memory impairment, altered personality and affect behavior, and altered sexual behavior. Khang ho kha temporal lobe damage change kan mu abnormal functioning kan mu chu toi thiang bera kan soi the chu anitani.